Hi, Tom from Black Toe Studio, and it's time for another battle report. And today I have bought my Red Scorpions for a bit of a change. We have 2,000 points here. It is one battalion, and I haven't spent any additional command points. I have 12 command points, so it's fairly basic. And I am running the Red Scorpions as a Iron Hand successor, but not really, because it's going to be a custom chapter. So it's going to be long range marksman and Master Artisans is my two things that I get. So that means I got an extra 3 inches on weapons, and I get to re-roll a dice in certain phases when I choose to. So going into the HQs for this battalion, we have a Primaris captain here. He's been upgraded with a power sword, which I have also turned used the relic of the burning blade for him, so he's got a bit of extra hit. He's got the Vox Espiritamum, I think it's called, which basically adds range to his aura. We then have a second HQ of Karen Cullub the Risen. He's stock, obviously, so nothing special there. And then we'll go into the troops. So we have 3 troop choices. We have 2 10-man tactical squads. Each one has a melter and a missile launcher. We then have there's two 5-man intercessors there. Actually, so it's actually 4 troop choices. Excuse me. One of them has a power sword and the sergeant. The other one just has a standard bolt rifle. And then we'll move over to this side where we have some heavies. We have 2 5-man Hellblaster squads. No upgrades on there, obviously, just the standard plasma blasters. And then we also have a Whirlwind Scorpius, just for a little bit of long-range firepower. And then we have 3 Dreadnoughts. We have a Redemptor with a Macroplasma and a Gatling, underslung Gatling gun, and the chest launchers. We then have 2 Contemptors, both with multi-melters. So that is pretty much it. And other than that, we have the Warlord trait on him, which is Storm of Fire. So we get an upgrade on armor penetration in certain situations. So that is the 2,000 points. We're now going to see what Dom has bought for his 2,000 points of Necrons.
So here's my 2,000 points of Necrons. So over on the left hand side here, we've got a battalion. Then moving over just on the right, this little element back here is going to be a patrol. So I've gone with Novok as my dynasty. So starting over on the left here, we've got a Canoptic Reanimator. We then have 3 heavy destroyers there. We have got 2 big squads of warriors of 20 with the Reapers. We've got 3 Scarabs there. We've got a Technomancer there with a Canoptic Cloak. We have the Overlord, which is the Warlord with Implacable Conqueror, his Warlord trait, and of course a Veil of Darkness. Next to him we have a Royal Warden. We have got the old War of the Worlds Walker back here. We have got a Tombstalker back there with his Exile Cannon. We've got 5 Tesla Immortals. Over here we've got 10 Lichguard there. Back here we've got another Technomancer, 5 Immortals, a Lord there with the increased Resurrection Orb there. So that's my 2,000 points. I currently have 8 command points left. See what we can do. So let's have a look at mission and deployment.
Welcome back. It is time for deployment and mission. So the mission we picked was Surround and Destroy. And that was actually a Dawn of War style deployment, hence why the Red Scorpions are over this side and the Necrons are over this side. There is 6 objectives on the board. We have 1 here, we have another one over here, and we have 1 more over here. We then have another kind of equal setup on this side, 1 of those ruins there. We have 1 hiding underneath these intercessors, and we have 1 over here which has just been guarded by some immortals there. So basically, the primary objective is pretty standard. It's if you hold 1, you score 5 points. If you hold 2 or more, you get another 5 points. And if you control more than the enemy, you get another 5 points, up to a maximum of 15 per turn. As for secondaries, I myself have chosen Assassinate, because Dom has 4 characters. I've got Arctarius Data and no prisoners, because I figure there's quite a few Necron bodies on the board, so I'm hoping to chew through them. And Dom has Purge the Vermin, Bring It Down, and Raise the Banners. Obviously, Bring It Down probably quite a good choice because of the amount of vehicles I've brought to this match. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, so that's it. So over here we have the Scorpions have lined up on this side. So we've got Scorpius over here and the rest of the units down this way. And also I did make a small mistake when I was doing my army overview. In fact, this guy did actually upgrade to a chapter master as well for another 40 points because I had some left over, so I just forgot. So he is actually a chapter master, not just a captain. And obviously the Necrons have lined up on this side of the board. Got some destroyers over in that corner. Oh, there's some
got a Lich Guard
down
an
there.
Overlord, some Scarabs, Walker, big squad of like characters and warriors. And over on this flank, got some Immortals.
Nice.
And in reserve, we've got the Stalker.
He's over there hiding on the side table. I have nothing in reserve. So anyway, I guess we better see who goes first.
Right,
let's just straight up roll off. So here we go. That'll be a 1. That's not a good start for me. Okay,
5.
I guess you're going first. So we'll be right back in a minute with Necrons. Turn 1.
Turn 1 movement for the Necrons. So we had Protocol of the Sudden Storm. We went with Directive 1, so it increased the movement of the units 1 inch, which is quite nice. So these guys down here remained with the objective, although they are raising a banner, which is that little bronze skull. That's what that represents, which is quite Kodak-ish. These warriors here have advanced with the support here of a Technomancer and the Lord. This squad of Immortals is just butting up against this objective here. It's a wall, sorry. The Reanimator is using its reanimation beam on this squad for this turn. This squad did advance, and they are on this objective here, raising a... down here, these Scarabs are just bust out of cover. They're just going up no man's land at the moment. You're going to draw a bit of fire, I'd imagine. Lich Guard back here as well, raising a banner on this objective. Destroyers here are just lining up some shots across the field there. So, a good bit of movement from the Necrons. We've gone from 2 different flanks here. We've got some objectives going. Now let's see what we can do in the shooting phase. Alright, so first shot of the game. Here we go. This is going to dictate the rest of the game here. So the Overlord here is going to fire his Tachyon arrow down the field into...
Which one is it going to be?
Cheeky little Contemptor on the end there. Yep.
Ooh,
so
arrow.
yeah, well, it's a one-shot weapon. So we're hitting on a 2. This is going to dictate the game. All right, we hit.
Good start.
Strength 12.
Well,
Freeze.
Threes, yeah.
Whoa! It's a -5 AP.
Well, I have a 5 vulnerable from automatic shielding on the.
Okay, let's see if you can do it. Ah, there you go. Right, okay, so let's get on with some more shooting. Right, so end of turn 1 shooting. Obviously, we saw the Tachyon arrow do nothing on that Contemptor. However, the destroyers here, 2 of which fired their cannons over towards the Redemptive Dreadnought, just popped it immediately. No explosion though, but the fire there was pretty incredible. The last one fired a shot as well over into the Contemptor. Unfortunately, didn't do anything. Hit. Double save. That Contemptor is blessed. And then it was down to the Strider here. The Stalker fired over, also into Contemptor. 1 shot, 1 hit, 1 save, unfortunately. And that is it for Necron shooting. So we've scored a couple of points there for bringing down the first Dreadnought of the game. And we're now raising some banners, so it's all good. We can't score Purge the Vermin in the first turn. It's a bit unfair, really, if I'm... scoring first turn for that one. So we're going to move into turn 1 for the Red Scorpions. Here we are in Red Scorpions turn 1 movement.
No one wants to see this.
And we have a Tom moving models. I'm not sure if he's making the right decision here.
Most likely, probably not.
These Hellblasters are now moving out of cover and jumping on this objective there. Possibly seeing the threat of the Necron Menace heading their way. And then they're going to jump in front of the disintegrating guns. We have a Cullen down here. He's moved up with his entourage. It's going to be followed up here now by some tactical marines.
You don't see them very often.
Nope. That's Red Scorpion tactical marines. They've got a melter gun. Very impressive. We've got a missile launcher. Oh, missile launcher at the end there. Classic loadout for tactical marines there. Then we move over to the flank over here. I'm sure Tom is going to recap this properly. However, just watching how the master moves his models.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. Definitely uneasy with this.
Uneasy? No, just suspicious because it is you, Dominic.
Very sus. Right. Okay. Well, I'm going to leave it now, and Tom's going to have a recap.
Well, I won't go into great detail of this because obviously Dominic has already filmed me doing half my movement phase. So anyway, the only bits you probably missed was in my command phase. I put Wisdom of the Ancients onto Cullen to reroll wounds of 1, and the Chapter Master put his rerolls all hits onto the Dreadnought here. Other than that, as you can see here, we had a move towards this side of the board, and over here we've moved around this corner here, trying to get a bead on these guys down here. So that's my movement. We're now going to head on to shooting. Okay, so we have concluded the Red Scorpion shooting phase, and here is what happened. So we had Cullen here shoot into this squad of warriors, which were actually whittled down to about 3. However, Dom had all the lovely little reanimation protocols, so a lot of them got back up. However, that was good for my no prisoners rules, because the way we've interpreted it is they count as being destroyed, so therefore I get a point, they get back up again, and I can destroy them again. But if you think that's wrong, please feel free to leave a comment and say we've done it wrong. That's how we interpret it, by reading both sets of rules. We then fired the multi-melter here into the destroyers, which as you can see are no longer here. That killed 1. However, the main damage was done by the Whirlwind Scorpions here that managed to kill the other 2 off, which was not bad. Don't think Don was too happy about that, but you know, a bit of a sigh. Over here, we fired the Dreadnought into the Immortals hiding in there, along with the Hellblasters and the just the Hellblast actually, because I realised these guys actually couldn't fire. We took them down. Is that there's 1 or 2 left? And there's 2 left.
2 of the Immortals.
2 Immortals left, and then we fired a few little shots into the warriors over here and didn't do anything really of note. So that is actually the end of the shooting phase. We will have some assaults here because Cullen is feeling hungry for blood, so we'll see how he does in a minute. Okay, so he only had 1 charge to try and get off, and that was Cullen going into the warriors. He rolled a 3-inch charge after receiving Overwatch, and then I command pointed it and rolled a double 1. So he's clearly not that keen on going into combat with them. So he's going to have to receive another fair amount of shooting in a minute, which we'll see how it goes for him. Although we don't have the destroyers this time, so hopefully not as painful. Anyway, let's move on into Necrons turn 2.
Turn 2 movement for the Necrons, and the protocol of the Conquering Tyrant is in effect of Directive 1. So essentially that means that the character models, the nobles here, have all got an extra 3 inches on their aura abilities, which could be quite handy. So over here, these warriors have moved up. They've got the Lord's Will on there, so they're re-rolling 1s. Moving on, we're going to get a volley of shots here. The Sentinel has come in here as well, so he's there. In this building, a squad of Immortals have appeared. The Technomancer here has brought one of the Immortals back here onto their objective. The Stalker's remaining stationary, only on 7 wounds after taking a bit of a volley from the last turn. The Reanimator beam is on these warriors. We brought a few back with the Technomancer there. Scarabs are just flanked out in front of them. And really, that's pretty much all my movement. So let's move on to shooting, and hopefully we can get rid of some of these filthy Imperium pigs. Turn 1, turn 2 shooting coming right up. Alright, so we're starting off shooting here with the Sentinel firing off into this guy here. So it is heavy 6. Please. 2 shots. I'm going to re-roll that. Here we go.
1.
5, yes. Here we go. Right, so he's hitting on 4s. Not too bad. 4 hits. Strength 10.
3s then.
3s. All 4 have wound. You got invulnerable save. This is a -4.
We're taking my 5 up in front.
Don't get 4. Here we go. Tom can do it. No, we can't. Okay, so that's 3 damage. That's got 3 there. See, that could have been quite deadly. That could have been 12 damage, but Tom's dice are formidable. So let's see what else can damage this beast. Right, so we saw what the Stalker, the Sentinel, was able to do there. These guys also fired with a few shots from the Tesla there, stripping this Dreadnought down to 2 wounds. 2 wounds, he's still going. Just a reminder, that squad in there is actioning a banner at the moment. Over here we had the Warriors also firing. They fired with disintegrated capacitors there. So rolls of 6s when hit automatically wound, which is quite handy against something the size of a building. Yeah, they did a fair few shots there. Then we came back here. We had this guy here fire off 5 shots in there. Use a stratagem that basically means that if it hits, it wounds. 1 hit. Oh, but 5 wounds. So knock that down
and
to
you burned a
4.
command point.
And I burned a command point. I needed to deal with these guys. Unfortunately, he's still there. And he is currently on how many wounds?
6 wounds. Now.
6 wounds. Oh. So that's down to the Warriors in a minute. They're going to do it. I believe in them. They can definitely do it. So we're going to move into turn 2 assault for the Necrons. And hopefully we can take out a couple of these dreadnoughts. End of turn 2 assault, and wow, that went really badly. So the Sentinel charged in here, hit once, wounded.
No, I saved, didn't I?
Yeah, wounded once, and then he saved. So that was great. Spent a command point to try and help him out there. Over here, the Scarabs charged in. I think, did we do 1 wound?
You did 1 wound, yes.
Did 1 wound.
Yeah.
And then the Scarabs got butchered. So, yeah, I've lost 2 units in my assault phase and did 1 wound.
I'm feeling quite bad in a little way because my dice rolling has been rather good. On the flip side, Dom's has been atrocious.
Yeah, it's going well. It's going well. I'm positive about this so far.
I think the chaos stuff is bubbling at the back of his head as well.
So yeah, I'm a happy person. So we've scored 4 points, however, for Purge the Vermin, and that is it. So we're going to move on now to turn 2 for the Red Scorpions.
Okay, turn 2 for the Red Scorpions. So movement-wise, we had the Hellblasters here after receiving the Chapter Master's reroll effect, have moved up this way. Both the Dreadnoughts have moved up towards the squad of Warriors here. Obviously, Cullen's moving a little bit slower than normal because he's been kind of hamstrung a little bit, I suppose. This Tactical Squad stays still just for the moment because I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put them. This Tactical Squad has moved up to the Immortals, so they can have a good round of shooting at them, hopefully. This Hellblast Squad has moved around here to assist the Dreadnought in hopefully thinning the herd over here. And obviously this squad is now back in play. However, this squad over here is doing Octarius data retrieval, so that'll get me another tally point at the end of the turn. So that is my movement. Let's head on to do some shooting. Okay, so we are now coming to the end of the shooting phase in turn 2 for the Red Scorpions. Over here, I paid a command point to put suppression fire onto the Whirlwind Scorpius, which then fired all the way over here into these warriors here. Managed to hit a few times. I think we killed a couple, but nothing too major. However, it does mean that they can no longer overwatch. Dreadnought fired its multi-melter into here and did, I think we killed one in the end, but I think he got back up again.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, so nothing much going on there. We then had the Hellblasters fire into the Warriors over here and killed a couple off, but nothing major. Also, these bolters here fired into the Immortals because they were in range because they're +3 inch, but didn't manage to do anything. Into the Ruins down here, this squad fired everything into the Immortals, take 2 out, so not too bad. And then over here, we had Cullen, the Dreadnought, and anything else that could fire into the Warriors here. We managed to take out a fair few of them. I think it's about half of them, was it? About?
You've killed about half. Yeah.
So not too bad.
Oh no, a bit under, about 5.
About 5 killed. Okay, fine, cool. There was some really good reanimation rolls, to be fair. So that is the end of my shooting. We're now going to head on into the combat phase, and this time I think Cullen is going to get in his prize. So I'll be right back in a moment. Okay, end of turn 2, Red Scorpions assault phase. Over here, the 2 Dreadnoughts made it into the Warriors here. I think we killed 5 or 6.
Yeah, hacked them down a fair
bit. No damage in return. And then over to this side, a slightly different story. This squad, we did a bit of damage, but unfortunately they killed the Dreadnought back. However, that was not, I think, unusual. And then a final part down here is we managed to destroy the Immortals in combat with this tactical squad and also take, I think that banner's gone now, isn't it?
Yeah, the banner has fallen. Yeah, you're now holding it to the banner.
Okay, there we go. So that is the end of turn 2 for the Red Scorpions. We now head on to turn 3 for the Necrons.
Right, so beginning of turn 3 for the Necrons. We've got Protocol of the Hungry Void, Directive 2. So each time these guys are charged, or heroic intervene, it's +1 strength if they're within a character's radius. So this squad here pushing up against the Hellblasters and maybe that squad back there with the Lord. They've currently got reroll 1s on their weapons there. Technomancer back here has added an extra Immortal back to that squad. This squad have fallen back using the Royal Warden's ability, so they have fallen back out. The Lich Guard are now moving up forwards into their position. We've got the reanimation beam currently beaming down on these guys here. So that is it at the moment for the Necrons movement. It's all to play for now. It's getting to some clutch moments. Let's move on to turn 3 shooting for the Necrons. Turn 3 shooting for Necrons. Tom has just left the room because my rolls have been so bad.
Is that embarrassing for me?
Yeah, it's embarrassing for Tom to witness. So these guys here, all the Reapers fired, well actually all by 4 fired into these guys back here, taking that squad down to 2. I was quite optimistic, I thought it was 1 for a minute. The 4 here killed 1 with the help of the Immortals as well. As mentioned, Tom did pop transhuman on that squad, so they were a bit tougher to wound. So it wasn't all down to my terrible rolls. Over here, however, we knocked 1 Dreadnought down to, is that a 9 or a 6?
That is a 6.
Yeah, I was going to say, geez. Knocked this one down to 6 with Gauss Fire coming in here. The Strider here got 1 shot, missed. Down here, pretty much missed everything as well. Staff of Light didn't really do anything. It was embarrassing, to be honest. It's not a good phase, guys. I'm glad I didn't record any of those rolls. Now we're going to move into Assault, and hopefully Lich Guard will be able to do 4 wounds. They won't though, will they? So let's move on to Assault. Let's see what Necrons can do. End of turn 3 for the Necrons. So they charged in here. And got Cullen down to 1 wound. He just won't die. We did a couple of wounds on the Contemptor with double charge though. We lost 1 Lich Guard going in, and we've lost 1 Lich Guard in the following combat there. Across here, the Warriors made a successful charge with the Lord into the Hellblasters, reducing his squad down to 1. So the Sergeant remains. We now surrounded him. But yeah, we didn't really kill whole squads, unfortunately. And we only scored 2 points now for Purge the Vermin, because old Cullen will not leave our deployment area. So, yeah, that's it. We're going to move on to Space Marines, turn 3.
So turn 3 for the Red Scorpions. In my command phase, I have put the all re-rolls to hit onto the Hellblaster squad. I also spent 2 command points on movement phase to use Desperate Breakout, and he just about escaped. However, still got quite a few of these chaps to deal with over here. Not an awful lot of guns in this area. I may have to get some offside support from over here. We then had, obviously, Dreadnoughts all locked in combat over here. However, not with the Warriors, luckily. So this bunch of Marines here have just lined up to hopefully form a firing squad and see how they do. But that is movement. We're now going to head on into the shooting phase. So we just finished turn 3 for the Red Scorpions in the shooting phase, that is, and we had the 2 Dreadnoughts here firing to Lich Guard, killing off 1. We then had the Hellblasters down here fire into the little walker at the back there, taking 2 wounds off it. Yep. And we then had all the bolters that were available down in this area, so this squad here and this squad down here, fire into the Warriors. We killed a lot, but they got back up again. We have a tally going because of my no prisoners running. And I'll show you that at the end, so you can just see how many times I've managed to destroy Warriors.
I
killed 2. I killed 2, technically.
2 have been removed.
2 have been removed, but there was more than that on the floor. They keep getting back up. And over here, again, similar story, although a little bit more successful over here. We managed to pile in all the bolter shots from the tactical squad here and this intercessor squad into here. We killed, I think 3 or 4 off that time. Yeah. So not too bad. But again, we actually killed probably double that, but they got back up. They're a bit resilient. So that is actually the shooting done. We definitely got some combat coming on. We're going to see what we can do with it. I think the Lich Guard combat is going to be a little bit dicey this time round. So we're right back in a minute with turn 3 assault. Okay, so at the end of combat down here, this fight ended with Necrons probably on the losing side. However, they are now holding the objective because they did fail leadership, but they have come out of combat by using that. So we are now basically, they're holding this one over here. We didn't lose anyone in the end though, which was quite nice, but that's not kind of unexpected because the Warriors aren't brilliant in combat. However, over here, the Lich Guard did the number on Cullen finally with a massed amount of attacks of power weapons, which absolutely decimated him in the end. Poor old Cullen. I was hoping he'd explode, but he couldn't quite do it. And also this guy here got knocked down to 2 wounds. However, he did hit back and kill one of them in return. That was combat, so pretty much that's it. Dom did get another 2 points for bring it down. Did you get any for Purge the Vermin as well, Dom? Or?
I should have got two with this bit here.
So we'll add that one in a minute, and we'll be right back with Necrons turn 4.
Right, turn 4 movement for the Necrons, and we've currently got Protocol of the Vengeful Stars. We have enacted Directive 1, so we're over 6. The ranged AP of a weapon is improved by 1, which is pretty nice. So down here we have got another Immortal back through the Technomancer. Technomancer's just checking up on his Immortals to make sure they're all okay. We had a bit of a resurrection over here with the Relic Orb. We brought some more warriors back.
Whack-a-mole over.
He's definitely getting his kill count up today for good old Tom. These guys still remain where they are. Another one came back with the Technomancer. The Overlord has now popped out of cover. These guys have a +1 to hit. The ones over there have a reroll of 1. And the Lich Guard are coming through towards the Hellblasters there because they're getting a bit annoying, those Hellblasters. They really want to take out my armour, and it's very limited. So we're going to move in now to turn 4 shooting for the Necrons. Hopefully we can get rid of some of these pesky red scorpions that keep pushing forwards. Turn 4 shooting for the Necrons. So down here, one tactical marine was picked off by Tesla fire coming in from the squad of Immortals that have just kind of dug themselves in there with the Technomancer. Over here we had all the random shots here. Staff of Light, we had the Royal Warden, we had the Reanimator. They all fired and eventually killed off the Contemptor there. Luckily it didn't explode. Over here the Warriors fired a volley of shots in, killing 5 tactical marines there. We then targeted the Hellblasters with the Stalker back here, and Tom popped Transhuman with the last command point, and naturally it missed. So it was a bit of a waste there, unfortunately for Tom. And that is it, my friends. We are moving in now to Assault, turn 4 for Necrons. Turn 4 Assault. So in combat here, nothing happened with the Warriors. The Warriors weren't really going to be up to the task anyway, killing 2 Primaris. However, the Lord went in there, killing off 2 of the Tactical Marines and lost 1 wound in the fight back there. Moving across the battlefield, the Lich Guard charged into the Hellblasters, popped Blood Fury, so an extra attack there. They butchered the Hellblasters and then it consolidated into both of these squads here. One was killed by the Chapter Master there, and we took 1 wound to the Tactical Marines there. And that is it. We did get 4 points for Purge of Vermin because we have pushed all those filthy Imperiums out of our deployment. We've still got our banners up and we did kill a Contemptor, so that's a few points there, luckily. We're going to move in now to turn 4 for the Red Scorpions.
Turn 4 for the Red Scorpions. Very simple movement phase over here. So we had the Chapter Master and the Tactical Squad move out of combat so that these things can be shot at if required. And likewise over here, this Tactical Squad has moved away from the Lord so that there are some opportunities possibly for some plasma shots to go in a minute. However, I'm having a bit of struggle. I'm struggling now getting objectives because I just think I've concentrated too much on trying to kill warriors this game. Because we just get added up. I've got 75 tally points for no prisoners, which means I've killed 75 models, and Dom only started with, I think, 30 warriors or something.
40 warriors.
40 warriors. So, and most of that has been warriors, so it's been an absolute devil to get through. However, I think that's down to this little Reanimator guy here. Really good.
Yeah, I like him. He's good.
I should have killed him earlier.
You should have shot him earlier.
I should have shot him earlier. But you live and learn. I haven't really played that much against Necrons. I've played about 2 or 3 games against Dom, but varying different lists. But we'll see how we go. So, let's move on into the shooting phase and see if we can claw back some points here. So as we end turn 4 for the Red Scorpions over here, we did fire the Whirlwind here and these Intercessors into the Lich Guard. We killed 1.
Yeah.
Not brilliant, but you know, they're quite tough cookies, to be fair. Over here, we did manage to kill off the, was it a Lord?
Yeah,
a Lord here. So that was nice. So actually got me some points for Assassinate. And we've still got to do a fight down here now. Sorry, yes. Not quite the end of the turn, so we're just going to do that quickly.
Yep. How many have we got there? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right, let's do that quickly then. Right, here we go. So threes and 4s. And then 4s. Oh, geez. 3 saves.
Minus nothing.
Minus nothing. No AP on these.
So here we go. Did take a wound. So one of them is on 1 wound. So that's non-sergeant over there. And then basically I then have the sergeant with the power sword. So he's hit twice.
Yep.
And wounded once.
Okay.
So -3.
So I can't do anything about that. So 1's down.
And then 2 from the standard. Nothing there.
So 1 reanimation.
He's going to get it.
He's back.
So again, another reanimation, but I got another point for that. So that's actually now the end of the turn of Red Scorpions. We'll be right back with turn 5 for the Necrons.
Right, so movement turn 5 for the Necrons. So these guys will remain where they are. We have got Protocol of the Undying Legion, and we've gone with Directive 2. So we get to re-roll 1 reanimation. Another Immortal returned into this squad here, so they're back up to full strength, and the Technomancer just lurking behind, knowing that there are several Space Marines after him at the moment. Across here, we've had pretty much an advance across the board, so the Warriors are now all over this objective, followed up by the character retinue behind. Lich Guard remain stationary for now, getting ready to pick their charge, and that is it for movement. So we are going to go into turn 5 shooting for the Necrons, and let's see what we can do. Turn 5 shooting, and the Tesla Immortals fired a volley of shots in with 4 6s. There was a lot of exploding 6s, so yeah, they did a fair bit of damage on that squad there. We also tried to fire this guy again into those guys. Can we just see them peeping around the corner? And no, he's terrible. He's not done anything. He just gets shot and just stands there. Down here, we had 20 shots from this lot here, firing into the Tactical Marines, just wiped them out completely. That then exposed the Chapter Master, and the first sort of Technomancer fired, didn't do anything, but then the Royal Warden just popped him with 6 wounds and just took him straight out. Very painful. So I'm going to move in now to turn 5 Assault, see if we can finish off the job and take out these guys. So let's see what we can do. Right, so end of turn 5 Assault for the Necrons. So these guys carried on their attack, finally killing one and leaving the other one on 1 wound. Moving across the battlefield, we then had the Lich Guard charge in. Tom used his last command point to Overwatch. Didn't do anything, unfortunately. No. Lich Guard came in, used our command point for Blood Fury to give him an extra attack, killing off 3 of the squad and doing 1 wound on that guy. Fight back, unfortunately, didn't do anything for Tom on that one there. So that is my turn 5. Let's move on to the final turn, turn 5 for the Red Scorpions.
Okay, so desperate times at the end of turn 5 movement. Over here we have fallen out of combat. I'm going to take a Hail Mary shot with the with Scorpius over there into the Lich Guard again. I don't know if that's going to work out too well, but we'll see how we go. Over here, the Hellblaster has moved up there to do scanning for Octarius data in that quarter, so he will get that because that happens at the end of my turn. These guys just moved across the objective because obviously in the last turn I'm scoring at the end of my turn, not at the beginning. And then finally over here, this guy's in combat zone, not much he can do. So I guess we'll do some shooting and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the end of turn 5 for Red Scorpions, over here, the Hellblaster basically just stood there to score the extra point for scanning Octarius data. This squad here did fire a missile at the Immortals but didn't do anything. However, they did obviously manage to stay here to score that last objective, which brought my total to a 10 on my last turn, which is nice for the primaries. And over here, the Scorpion War Launcher did fire into the Lich Guard, but killed 1.
Yeah, killed 1.
But yeah,
got him.
But there we are. So that's actually the end of the game. We did add up the scores before we started filming this, so I can now tell you that the Necrons have scored 90 points, whereas the Red Scorpions have scored only 35 points. Sorry, 53 points, not 9 for 35. That was my promise. So 53 points in total, pardon me. So 90 to 53 to the Necrons.
Ouch.
Yes. How did you find the game, Dom?
Yeah, it was good. It was nice to try some new units out. That's been good. Like I said, your Whirlwind has been disgusting.
Yeah.
And it caused heavy casualties. I think you got 77 kill points, which is crazy.
We were just talking about that, weren't we?
But it seems a lot of effort for just those points.
It seemed good at the beginning, but now when I think about it, it probably wasn't that brilliant idea.
No.
So I don't think I'll take no prisoners again, even unless I'm playing an army where they stay dead.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably change a couple of things in the list, but except for that, it was a good list, I think.
Cool. For me, this was a bit of a test list for my Red Scorpions because I hadn't had them out for a long while. Quite enjoyed using it. However, obviously my star unit is definitely the well, with Scorpius, which I really enjoyed using. Nice, definitely a nice 4-droid unit. It's just the range on it and being able to hide it all game without getting the shot. It makes it actually quite worth its points, I think. And it did kill quite a few warriors and stuff. So can't complain. Outside of that, I think I made a couple of bad decisions. Not playing. I think I should have killed this reanimator thing like in turn 1.
Definitely.
And it would have saved me a lot of bother. And other than that, I think my list was a little bit slow, but hey, it's cool. I enjoyed the Dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts did right. They held up lots of stuff. But that's the end of the game. That's the way it rolls. Black Templars will be on next time, hopefully. Because we need to have a Wordbearer Black Templar game, I think.
Yes, we do.
Because Dom loves to play his Chaos at the moment. As you know.
Yeah.
If you're unaware of how much he loves to play his Chaos, just tune in on a Tuesday, 8 o'clock, on our sit and talk, and he'll tell you why. Anyway, without further ado, because it's late, this is Tom and Dom. We're from Black Toe Studios, and we will catch you in the next game. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.